Ladies and gentlemen, this is your boy Real Lil, and I am back again. Every day, there are news going on in the world of sports and pop culture, and I get my unique takes on them. Please subscribe to the channel so you can get all the latest updates on these hottest news and see the full episodes of my radio shows, The Real Lil Show, college and podcast version, in the Huddle and What's Your Grind Like podcast. Daily updates, breaking news on my Instagram page, weekly blogs. Ladies and gentlemen, hope you enjoy the content. The student athletes is going out there going to war, putting their bodies on the line, and the coaches benefiting from the profit. So why shouldn't the players get paid for some of it? And that's a compelling argument right there.
So you know what I say to that? Don't pay these coaches so much darn money. I mean, you look at Nick Saban, 2019 season.
That dude could buy a yacht and a property and buy like a whole neighborhood. You know,
it's ridiculous. He's scheduled to make $8.7 million.
And
are you kidding me?
That's what I'm saying.
He's a head coach of a college team.
Is have enough money where if they got a recruit that they want, they have so much money they could be like, you know what? Here you go, my brother. Here's $10,000. Come on the team, and there's nothing to them. So they can do it like this.
Exactly.
What prevents these coaches that's making so much money from, sliding, money, like
under
this,
the table
like
and whatnot.
Under the table, like it's nothing to them.
And then there's them going off of that. The coaches get all this money, and then you have big scandals that happen.
Strippers. I mean, you know about the Louisville situation.
Yeah.
They was ordering strippers. I mean, these guys got the whole package.
Exactly.
They get strippers. Want a marching band for these guys?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Defending the fact that they should get paid, for that argument, you have these colleges making millions of dollars on college football and basketball, coaches getting paid millions of dollars, the players getting none of it, and then you have players that want to go and sell their simple autograph.
Alright, how's everybody doing tonight? This is your boy Real Lil, and I am back again to talk some sports topics. Obviously, I'm not in the studio tonight, as you can see. You feel me? But, before I get into the show, before I get into these topics, rather, I want to make a few announcements. The Real Lil Show podcast version, our last episode is coming up next Friday. I have no episode this week, but next Friday is the season finale. And then we're going to get started on our other radio shows in the Huddle, Sports Radio Season 2, and the Real Lil Show college version. Those shows are coming up in September. So, I have off, so, I'm doing little lives here and there. Because, obviously, as the weeks go by, there's stuff that I just want to talk about. Sports topics I just want to talk about. Today, I was on the Real Fans Real Talk show. And we talked about a few sports topics that I'm going to get into today on this live. Now, we have the NCAA, the Rich Paul rule. We have a lot of politics in sports. We have Donald Trump and Kenny Stills and his tweets about Trump and all that. Colin Kaepernick, this and that. We're going to get into it in this live starting about right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to start off with the NCAA and the Rich Paul rules, right? The Rich Paul rule, right? That's what they call it. You know what I'm saying? Football season. You know what I'm saying? Football season is here. Let me cut up this TV real quick. All right. So basically, it is the Rich Paul rule. Why? Because now they saying that you have to have a bachelor's degree in order to be a sports agent. If you haven't known already, Rich Paul is a agent that represents the likes of Eric Bledsoe, Anthony Davis, LeBron, of course. A lot of players this guy represents. And he was he came up from a nothing type of dude. Yeah, I think he met LeBron James at an airport or whatever, and that got him started. But he put in the work to get himself in that predicament. And he was a hard worker. Didn't have the luxury of getting a bachelor's degree. But you see it a lot in society where, they want you to have a bachelor's degree. But that wasn't the case until now. If you haven't known, Rich Paul, he basically got AD over there to LA in the trade where, that was a whole year process. And he was able to get AD to the Lakers. I mean, this guy's a powerful agent. One of the most, if not the most powerful agent in sports. And the NCAA, once again, had to put their hands in something. Now, a lot of people are saying this is race-related. I tend to not go that route, but then I can see a scenario where it could be. If you came to me and say, Real Lil, this right here is race-related. We need to stand up and we need to protest. Then I can see where you're coming from. I'm not going to be like, you know, you're smoking, you're crazy, it's not that full. I can see where you're coming from. But I also see where it's just the NCAA trying to prove a point that they have the power, that they want to control everything. There's, you know, the conversation already that we've been hearing for the last, I don't know how long now, is about the college football players or basketball players or just college athletes in general being paid. You know, they hard work, blood, sweat, and tears. They make these schools a lot of money. And the coaches is out here with yachts and boats and farms making $50 million a year. I mean, Nick Saban, this guy got a boat and a yacht and a cruise right in his backyard. I mean, this boy got everything. And there's a lot of coaches like that are just cashing out. And these players that actually make these coaches money, that actually go on the football field or the basketball court or the tennis court, whatever the court is, and they make these organizations money and profit. And guess what? They don't even receive a dime. They don't even receive a penny. They don't even receive nothing else but a scholarship for school, which, yeah, because I'm in college right now. I'm about to be in my senior year, about to graduate with that bachelor's come May. But you know, having your tuition paid is a lot. But, you know, I'm not an athlete. So, you know, I guess athletes, they want more than that, which they should get more than that. But from my perspective, that's a hell of a lot. But at the same time, these are athletes that's putting in the work in, that got, you know, full days of school, whatever. You know, that's a whole nother conversation, right? But the NCAA, they always have their hands in something. You know, transfer, you know, NCAA transfers. You know, we're going to make this rule. We're going to make a new rule, a new transfer rule. Oh, athletes got to do 1 year or 2 years. Basketball, in the sense, is 1 year. Where, you know, you got to go to class. When these guys are honestly thinking about making money, they don't want to go to school. They know they're going to be drafted the next year, so they don't even want to go to class. Ben Simmons never showed up to class. He never showed up to class. You know, he never showed up. And it's a waste of time. When these guys that are, not everybody could play in the NBA or whatever, right? Like that. But some of these guys are NBA ready, and they should be able to have that option, right? So once again, this rich poor rule is the NCAA once again putting their hand in everything. Now they want to put their hand on this, and they want to raise the standard of having a bachelor's degree because, you know, this guy, rich poor, didn't have the luxury of having a bachelor's degree. When all actuality, yes, a bachelor's degree means something. Yes, we all know that. You know, you did 4 years of hard work in college. Like I said, I'm a college student currently. I'm about to graduate in a couple months. And, you know, you want something to account for your hard work, right? But for other people, whatever reason, whether it's financial reasons, whether it's family issues, whatever the reason is, or they just didn't decide to go. They don't have the luxury of going to college, right? And so should they just fold like a tent and just sit on a sofa like this all day? Like, I wonder what I'm going to do for the rest of my life, Jack. I can't get no job. So they supposed to sit there like that the whole day. Or they going to be on their feet hustling and hustling even harder than somebody that don't have a bachelor's degree. And also, we do see guys with bachelor's degree that are like this. I don't know what I'm going to do today, Jack. You know, ain't no jobs out here for a dude. You know, it's like that. People with bachelor's degree have trouble finding jobs. And I know people in the industry that I'm in, you know, when I go to these local studios and do internships and stuff like that, that are in the same predicament as me, if not a little bit better, with no bachelor's degree. It's all about, to be honest with you, it's all about who you know and the work that you put in as well. So this bachelor's degree, yeah, it helps. It helps to go to college. Trust me, I'm not trying to promote any message that's telling anybody watching this live to not go to college. Because I believe going to college is very valuable. Not for the academics. Now, if we having a conversation about that, then we got to be very specific. Now with the academics, to be honest with you, I don't think I really learned nothing in college academically to where I needed to go. But as far as socially, as far as, you know, making up my bed in the dorm room, cooking, you know, being able to provide for myself, and also using the resources that college campuses have, like the radio station and the TV station, you know, getting that value experience that I can get in my 4 years so I can take with me to the real world. That definitely come in handy a lot, and that's a lot of experience. But, however, if you didn't go to college, you didn't have a bachelor's degree, but you still find your way in the field, and you still put the work in, then you got your own set of experience as well. So this brother hasn't had the luxury of going to college, and because he's shaking things up, you know, a lot of people want to put the black label on it. Like I said, I not going to criticize that. If you came to me and say, I can understand it. But if you look at history, yeah, I can see where you could say it's a racist thing. Because, you know, before bachelors mean something, then the bachelors don't mean something. And now you have the highest percentage of black people having bachelor's degrees. So you can, like I said, I won't argue with that. But to me, once again, it's just the NCAA player hating. They want to be able to put their hand in everything, control everything. They don't want no dudes making money off endorsements. They want to be the ching ching pop, you know, ching ching dollar bill. They want to make the money. It's the business side of it. I think this is a business related issue. I don't think it's race related. But, you know, once again, we can't deny that the NCAA is just being the NCAA, and the NCAA is just, you know, wrong. You know, and I like the I like the video that Chris Broussard did. And before I talk about the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. That's a big must. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon right now so you, my friends, can get the latest updates on when I do other live streams and when I post other videos. It's very important that you hit the subscribe and the bell icon, ladies and gentlemen, because I got like 4 shows. 2 of them going to be dropping in a couple months. I mean, a month. Less than a month, actually. But anyway, I like the video that Chris Broussard did, right? On his Instagram. When he said, you know, all right, black, you know, the majority of people in sports, not in sports, but the majority of people in, let's say, basketball or football are black. Statistically, you can look it up, right? They should put their money into HBCUs, which is, you know, black colleges, right? And I said, I agree, because if you, I'm a type of person, I'm all about accountability. You know what I'm saying? That's me. Yeah, there are rules and stipulations that is put in place to prevent you from being as successful as possible. But at the same time, you can't just sit there all day and be like, I can't do nothing because these people stopping me from getting my job. No, you gotta hustle and work and see what you can do to you know, benefit yourself and everybody's well-being. And if these guys put the money back in the HBCUs and not go to that Duke University or whatever, then, you know, those universities are going to be, you know, valuable, and they're going to make money, and they're going to be able to help other athletes. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just how it is. With these big colleges, these organizations, it's all about the money. That's why you got, you know, coaches sliding $25K under the table to these recruits. And granted, I do believe, even if they made a rule that say college athletes could get paid, they still going to be dudes, coaches, handing dudes even more money, because they're going to be like, all right, you making this amount of money, so guess what? We're going to slide another $2,000 under the table for you. Corruption is always going to exist, right? In almost all assets of life, there's corruption. If you follow my radio shows, you know when I talk about corruption, this is my famous line that I say. Business is dirty, business is evil, business is greatness, and business is successful. That's what I say, because that's just what it is. That's just what it is. That's business for you. So, me personally, to me, this is another case of the NCAA just doing what the NCAA does, which is they see somebody, you know, powerful, and that is shaking the industry up, shaking the NBA up. Because he literally he's turning the NBA. He's a big problem in the NBA with all this player movement and stuff like that. So the NCAA is like, you know what? Let's raise the stipulation now. Guess what? You need a bachelor's degree. And guess what? If the brother somehow probably end up getting a lot of people saying he should go get a bachelor's degree to just mess with the NCAA. Brother, don't waste your time and your money. just for that foolishness, all right? It is what it is. You're already powerful. You already got money. You're already representing the biggest stars in the NBA. You don't even need to prove nobody nothing. Just dust it off and just do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, continue to make your money. Like I said, it's just the NCAA doing what the NCAA does. So before, obviously I'm going to dive into the Baller for Peace. That's a big part of the show. But before I do, since we was in your collegiate level story.
Yeah.
Me, Melanie, and Jen, we had a big debate on our last show about college athletes being paid. Should college athletes be paid? In all honesty.
In all honesty, knowing how much the coaches get, they could get a little something.
They get a little something.
A little something. We're not talking no salary because you're still in school. That's the thing. Like, this topic is so, it's so great because just, learning the business side of it, because my sport management classes, we learn about stuff like in sport law. I actually learned about that topic. Like, that topic is actually banned because so many people actually come up with that topic. Like, should they get paid? It sucks because, these coaches get bread.
Yes, they do. They get
much
a boat on top of that.
bread.
They get a nice yacht.
They get everything, and I don't think these players really get anything but just opportunities.
I do agree with Jen because I do feel like they should get something, and it's mainly because I've seen this video in my Spike Lee class because we just got finished watching He Got Game, and my professor showed the video, and it was with the NCAA, and they were just talking about how much the coaches get paid, and some coach at some D1 school. First of all, they D1 gym is bomb. I forgot what school it was, but they gym was bomb, and one coach just signed a $37 million contract for 6 years, and then I was watching the video, and it was half of these football players come from a background where some of them don't even have food to eat when they go back to their room. And then when they go back home, things is tough. So you're telling me I'm putting all this time and energy and I still got to go back home and my mama's still struggling to keep the lights on back at home.
Ooh. Yeah.
I want to know I want to know your thoughts on that.
My thoughts is definitely it should be paid. You know what I'm saying? I think that, they saying, "Oh, okay, this school doesn't get that much revenue or they may not get so yeah, you do it on levels. You know what I'm saying? You have A-list, C-list, and A-list, B-list, and C-list contracts. But you got to pay them. Yeah. Because you're getting paid. NCAA, they're non-profit. I don't know how, but they sell. Where does all that money go? You have, every game, home game is you're running a business, right? You're running a for-profit business, right? Because someone's getting that money. The school's getting the money. You're giving these little scholarships that pays for. It's like me. Put it like this, right? I'm gonna break it down. If I say I'm gonna do an event, right? Or if I say I'm doing a basketball tournament, right? I'm doing a basketball tournament and I'm making it a money tournament, and I have a home team, right? Everybody else has to pay to get into it. You have to pay $500. You got to pay $500. Your team got to pay $500. All that money goes into a pot, right? Yeah. And then my home team, that's like me charging my home team. I'm the one who started it. So it's the NCAA is starting all this. So when you're at a school, your school is pretty much should be free to whoever you want to make it free to, right? So that's null and void. So you can't say that, oh, I'm giving you this money. No, you're actually giving them nothing because it doesn't, it's the school's already running, right? Exactly. So these certain players aren't, paying for books. These books are free. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to pay or you know what I'm saying? That's the G. Who makes how much school costs? Why does it cost $40,000 to go to school? Why? It doesn't cost that much to, you know what I'm saying? You don't pay these teachers that much money. Yeah, so where is this money going? You know what I'm saying? So that's the biggest bunch of crock. The NCAA been getting away with murder for years.
It's corrupt.
And I want my money for them games. They owe me money because they put you in video games too. And I missed that deadline. I was supposed to get the deadline. I missed it. So I'm gonna open that back up. All of my teammates got their money too. They had sent the link out to all the players that had played in like EA, all those games that had you in there, had your likeness and everything, but don't put your name on the back. They put your number.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your boy Real Lil, and I am back again. Every day, there are news going on in the world of sports and pop culture, and I get my unique takes on them. Please subscribe to the channel so you can get all the latest updates on these hottest news and see the full episodes of my radio shows, The Real Lil Show, college and podcast version, in the Huddle and What's Your Grind Like podcast. Daily updates, breaking news on my Instagram page, weekly blogs. Ladies and gentlemen, hope you enjoy the content.